sharing documents. Alright, now I'm going to share with you how to share. Okay, back in kindergarten we got taught how to share things, and now it's the same philosophy. I'm going to teach you in the way of a teacher would handle a class. You can use this same concept with any organization though. You could be a secretary that wants to share out documents for employees. You can, at any level this works. So if I say student, you just insert maybe colleague or staff. Now, let's start out with a document. So right now, let's think of the hardest thing ever. First off, let's share it across many people. Okay, so I'm just going to delete anything I got in here first off. Go back to what it was. And I have many people that I want to share it with. Well, I can hit share and I can type in each individual email address. And wow, wouldn't that be amazingly hard? Let's say I have 25 students. Well, I would have to type out 25 individual email addresses. So, let's not think that way. Let's do it the smart way. Let's go to Gmail. So here's your Gmail account, brand spanking new Gmail account. And what I want to do is go to contacts. So here, I've made 3 different groups. Well, how do you make a group? You go to new group. I can put sample, and it makes a sample group. How do you get rid of it? Well, you can go to more and you can say delete group, or you can rename a group. So I'm just going to delete that sample group. I've created a group of English 11-12. Okay. In here I have students. Now the first day in my class is you have to make a Gmail account. Plain and simple. I show them the video, or I just walk it through them by hand. As far as the individuals go, it's easy. But I make them make a first name, last name, period, edu, because that way at least it transfers over. Let's say they're in college, they can keep going on and on with the same email address throughout their entirety. Well, at the end, when they all make their email addresses, I make a group. And I say, in this group of contacts, please come up to my desk and insert your email. I make them do it. Okay, so they type it in here, and now I have a group of my students. And if I have several classes, it works like this. Okay, so after they insert their email addresses, now I can share documents with many students at once. Like I'll have 25 in here or something. Alright, let's go back to the documents and let's see how this works. Let's go to my sample, or in sample 1. This is just a blank document. And what I want to do is hit share. Well, now when I go to add people, I can say choose from contacts. I can drop this down and go to English. Up pops both students. I can hit all. It puts check marks next to them. And I can hit done. Now, depending upon what I'm sharing with them, I can either have them, they can edit it, or they can view. Most cases, it's curriculum, so I just have them view it. But if they're taking notes as a student body, they can do the can edit. So then I have a whole bunch of students taking notes together. It can be chaotic at first, but I'll share with you some of the experiences I had in later videos where what I do is, I'll share with you later on how I have students taking notes in Google Docs. Now, after which, this will notify people that I have shared something with them, and I can even send a copy to myself. Done. Now, here's the bad news. All of those students have to have Gmail accounts or an email address that has a Google, an account attached to it. Okay? If you don't have that in your organization, or don't want it, there's a second way to do this, but it's very difficult. Okay, I'm going to share with it anyway. Let's go back and hit share. I'm going to get rid of these two students and hit save changes. And then I'm going to go, instead of private, I'm going to go anyone with a link and hit save. So maybe you have a website. You can share with them the link to that website here. You can take and copy this and put them on maybe your school website or your class website. That's another way to do it without having all your students join Gmail. There's a third way to do this. So let's go back to done. Let's go back to share. And this time I'm going to hit change and say public on the web. Now, this is the only bad news about this one is everybody can see your curriculum. I don't care. I like being transparent. I like students seeing it, parents seeing it, administration seeing it. Anybody can see it. I don't care. I want them to see how organized I am. So I usually hit public on the web, and then I also share with students. This is a double whammy. And what happens is the students can go there, see the information, or they can view my website. And again, later on I'll show you how to embed all these Google documents into a website and make it very organized. So students can go to this magical website, see what's due, and start working on it. I will drop this to can view if I made a mistake on if they can view it or edit it. Fourth way. Let's say you're in a staff or a body of souls in a room and you all want to use everybody's mind at once and make a document that everybody can type in on at once. Well, this is the fourth option, and never do this if you don't want it on the web. So usually I do this only in like a staff meeting and then have everybody log in and start sharing information. So share, get rid of these two, save changes, change. This time it's public on the web and it can be edited. So anybody with this link can now start typing in it. No matter if it's Bob from Nebraska or Sue from Idaho. It doesn't really matter. So if you're sharing a class across another classroom in a different state, this is a great way to be able to have both classrooms type all in the same document with no hassle whatsoever. Alright, so one last thing. Let's go to documents. Let's say I have a collection and I want that collection to be shared. Anything I put in this collection gets magically shared with students, no matter what. That way, anytime I just want to share, I can just go click here and organize and add it to the collection. Well, under collections, I'll go to my collection, click here, hit share, and now I can choose the collection gets shared with all students. And they can view it. So now anything I add, even if I create a new document and call it sample 3, and then go back, I can go to my sample 3 and see it's already been sort of shared. As long as I go here, more, organize, my samples. Bam. It populates it with shared already. And it's in my samples. So that's everything I know about sharing documents in Google Docs. Enjoy.